Hey everybody, I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, and you are watching Open. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, coming up on today's show, we'll learn about how a founder of an organization is promoting improved public health outcomes in underserved communities and highlight an important 5K outing honoring the life of a hero, a local hero. Then we'll sit down with a psychologist and a clinical director of an intensive outpatient program to learn about the mental health support services being offered to our youth. And we'll hear from an author, entrepreneur, and innovator in the world of artificial intelligence, he's on a mission to empower our seniors. So stick around, you won't want to miss what he has going on and what he's doing. Sit back, kick off your shoes, and relax your feet. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee, and we're wide open. Here we go. Hello, everybody. I'm your host, the Dr. Bob, and you're watching Open. It's that live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. You can stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Leading things off, our first guest is the founder of Power and Wellness Consultants, and he joins us to speak about her mission of improving public health outcomes in underserved communities and spotlight their annual 5K walk-run event honoring the life of a fallen hero in a line of duty. So please welcome to the show, Leslyn Stewart. Leslyn, welcome.
Good morning. Thank you so much.
How are you? How are you feeling?
Doing good today. It's a good day.
Where are you calling in from?
Long Island.
Power and Wellness was created out of both professional and personal experience, right? Tell us a little bit more about it.
That's correct, Bob. Power and Wellness Health Consultants was co-founded by myself and Rachel Nurse Baker. We're both partners in this. We're both registered nurses. We both have our public health degrees.
Yeah.
And it was through our professional life and our experiences that we sort of, that Power and Wellness Health Consultants was born.
Yeah.
Through that, we learned that the interconnectedness of our lives just sort of shaped it, right? And certainly COVID allowed public health to be seen on this platform that people didn't ordinarily see it.
Absolutely.
And so we were able to firsthand recognize the gaps in care, the way stress and trauma affected our bodies. And we wanted to create something in and around that, sort of be change agents.
So you guys got together and said, hey, you know what? Where was that first meeting? Was it at your house, her house?
It was at my house. It was my house. It was a way that we could empower people and communities to take wellness into their own hands. We started off with, because it was during COVID, we started off with like webinars, just bringing community together, bringing law enforcement together, and just shaping it in that way. It was also amongst the protests.
You were zooming all over the place, huh?
Yes, we know how traumatic those were in the lives of law enforcement officers and first responders. So all of those things.
Now, when people hear wellness, they often think exercise, but your work goes deeper than that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, wellness, when we think of wellness, it's wholesome, right? Like it's a whole person. So it's mental health, it's nutrition, it's exercise. Yes, that's part of it, but it's also about rest. It's about well-being and building. For us, it's about building cultural environments where people can feel supported in the work, connecting and creating balance and resilience, and focusing on, different pieces of health. We want to be able to educate and raise awareness within particular populations in focusing on well-being, mental well-being.
How did you come up with the name Power and Wellness?
Well, that was my partner. And we sort of, because it was during that time, we did a survey and most of the people chose Power and Wellness. And that's how we went along with it.
Yeah. And so you have these 5Ks that come up every now and then?
So the 5K is our signature event. It's not just a run, it's a tribute because my late husband, Detective Leslyn Stewart, was an NYPD officer. And
Yeah.
he was almost 20 years ago now, November 28, 2005,
Mm-hmm.
he was shot and killed in the line of duty.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
I thank you.
Yeah.
We start at the Detective Leslyn Stewart playground. We start with a pre-ceremony and then we lead off to the 5K.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, honoring his legacy. It's connecting with the mission of wellness, sharing in community with others. And it's a movement, it's about healing.
Yeah.
And it's really focused on, all of the things, first responders, communities, calling into action those partnerships and collaborations that can kind of build on all of the things that
Yeah.
our mission is about.
Leslyn, when is that going to take place this year?
It's going to take place on October 5th, Sunday, October 5th, in Prospect Park. You can find more information about that on Elite Feats. You can find more information about that on powerandwellness.org. Um, we are certainly hoping that, those that are interested could join us
Yeah.
there. And if not, you can donate. There's ways that you can donate. You can donate. We're partnering with Noble New York chapter, and you can donate directly to them
Uh-huh.
because they're a nonprofit. And so hopefully, there are varying ways. You can come out. Most importantly, you can come out and join us
Yeah.
for this 5K and just be a part. Share us on. If there are organizations that are interested with partnering with us, we're certainly open to the idea of moving these conversations forward.
Well, my condolences to you and the family, and of course, we thank your husband for his service to our community. I know you mentioned the 5K, but there's a number of things that happen before that, right? You do things throughout the year.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah.
Yes, we were. So this year we were able to partake in an organization that it allowed us to put ourselves on a global
Mm-hmm.
scale, right? Jam Leo, it's a Jamaican law enforcement organization. We were able to go with them on a humanitarian initiatives, and we plan to do that next year. And we were just there as support. We conducted workshops where we were able to do resilience training, sustainability training for these law enforcement officers who were giving back, but also we wanted them to be able to have some sense of self-care, honoring their own self so that they were better able to give to others. I think that's a level of importance that we don't always pay attention to.
Yes.
A lot of first responders are in roles of stress. And so, with high stress levels the way they are,
Yeah.
you definitely want to pay attention to the things that are indicative of that, right?
Yeah. So in your organization, you have some things in place to take care of those
So,
situations.
what we do is we do the educational piece, right? We're able to connect with organizations, schools, faith-based organizations, law enforcement agencies,
Mm-hmm.
any of those, teachers, any of those entities that would allow us to come in and do a framework of education. And also, we bring along social workers, psychologists to help us in that work so that they're the pieces that can, talk to people firsthand and maybe debrief,
Yeah.
all of those things. Yes.
Now you
The
need help.
partnerships are a big part.
This is a nonprofit organization, right? Or
We are for profit.
for profit.
We're for
But
profit.
you have
For
an
profit.
organization that you're working with that you can receive monies from, a nonprofit.
Certainly, Noble New York chapter. So some of the proceeds from this 5K is in honor of Dylan and is named. Noble New York chapter has named a scholarship in his honor, and so there are high school students that can apply for these scholarships and attain that. It's a
Yeah.
win-win all around. We're not only helping within the body, but also with students, connecting them to resources that they're able to further their education. So it's just all around so many wins in this that
Yeah.
we we look forward to doing it.
So, but you need help with you need volunteers and you need funding. So
Absolutely. We need
what's
volunteers, we need funding, we need partnerships. We need to multiply the impact of this work that we're doing and that we'll continue to do.
and what's the name of the organization where they can send money to? It has to be a nonprofit, though. Yeah.
Noble New York chapter,
Is that on your website?
NobleNewYorkChapter.org. Yes, it is on our website. But you can NobleNewYorkChapter.org is a
Noble,
in New York
yes, Noble.
spells out.
Yes,
Yes,
I
National
know.
Organization of Black Law Enforcement
Yeah,
Executive.
yeah, I know of them.
I am the health and wellness chairperson for Noble as well. And so the idea was sort of birthed out of that to connect with them. And yeah, Noble does excellent work. And so connecting with them and building that partnership was just truly wonderful.
I usually go to their gatherings. I think it's a Christmas party that they do every year. I'll see you there.
Oh, you should come to the gala. Their gala's usually in May.
Yes.
And so, yeah, it's just really worthwhile. It feels just really good to be able to do good work.
We'll make it happen.
I love hearing that.
We'll make it happen. Okay. What is your website?
Our website is powerandwellness.org.
Uh-huh.
You can also follow us on pwr.wellness. That's our Instagram. Yeah, and please feel free to support us in every way possible.
Yeah.
Either sharing in the funding and resources, in building out with other organizations. We're certainly open.
Well, listen, thank you for all that you do and continue to do in light of your husband, a fallen hero,
I thank you
Thank
for this opportunity to share with you the work that we're doing.
Yeah. All right. Did we miss anything? You have anything you need us to go to cover?
Maybe a phone number. You can reach us at 516-973-8272.
Yeah. Or something coming up that, in the community that you need us to make an appearance at.
I can.
It'll be all on the
5K.
website. We'll say it
Our
again.
5K.
What,
Definitely, yeah. Our
you
5K would be that. Did you want me to repeat the website?
yeah, you can say the website again,
It's powerandwellness.org.
yeah. And then we got they can send it to Noble, right?
Noble New York Chapter.
And we'll put that back up on the bottom.
Or our 5K can be found at Elite Feats.
Mm-hmm.
You can look at the Noble 5K and you can sign up there to attend.
And the number's attached to, what does the number go to? Because we don't want to blow up your phone if it's yours.
Oh no, it's our it's okay. Please feel free to call.
All right, say it slowly.
It's 516-973-8272.
Got it. Okay. Well, listen, thank you for all you do. Thanks for sharing, and come back and share more with us, okay?
Absolutely. I look forward. Thank you so
got it.
much.
You got it. All
Take
right.
care.
There she is, Leslyn Stewart, RN, founder, Power and Wellness Health Consultants. We appreciate you. We'll take a quick break. I've got more open coming your way next. And welcome back. Our next guest is a clinical psychologist and a clinical director of the Montefiore Wakefield Adolescent Intensive Outpatient Psychiatry Program. Say that 5 times real fast. And she joins us to highlight the mental support services her program is offering to teens dealing with anxiety, depression. So please welcome to the show, Dr. Olivia Derella.
Thank you so
Doctor,
much for
welcome.
having me. Thanks.
Yes.
Excited to
So,
be here.
how did you get involved in this? What piqued your interest? I'm always curious to find out what led people in a certain direction.
Yeah, that's a really great question. I actually had been working at Montefiore mostly with parents and caregivers in the community, running parenting groups. And when we had this opportunity to build an adolescent IOP right there in the clinic where I was already working, I felt this sense of, I really wanted to do justice to the teens and families who we serve at Montefiore and make sure that this was a really well-running, effective program that met families where they were coming in at.
Yeah. And you've been working there for how long now?
So I've been at Montefiore for about 3.5 years, and the IOP has been running since September 2023.
And IOP stands for?
Intensive Outpatient Program.
Yes. So a lot of people would think that, okay, I'm going to go into this program and I'm going to have to go into a hospital for a long period of time. But
yeah, I think it can be a misconception. So, our program is different from typical outpatient therapy where you might meet with a therapist once a week, but it's not so intensive as if you were staying in an inpatient hospital, kind of being monitored around the clock. It's really this in-between zone for teens who need more support than what they might get in a typical therapy clinic, and are really struggling a bit more than kids who need general mental health services, and they need a bit more structure. They need more focus on building skills to cope.
How do they get involved with coming to see you or coming to the clinic? Is it through a social worker at a school or their parents? Because I don't think the adolescent is going to say, hey, I need this type of help.
Yeah, I think teens don't really know about programs like ours, and families also don't always know about it, and that's part of why we've really wanted to talk about this service here today. And where we typically get teens coming into our program is, let's say a teen is already being seen by a therapist, and the therapist is starting to feel worried that teen is really struggling. Maybe they're not getting better in the level of care that they're already receiving, and they need more supports.
Yeah. So, and they're trained to go that way. If somebody's working with that teen or dealing with somebody with mental health, if they can't take them to the next level or help them, they have to refer them to somebody like you.
Yeah, exactly. So, where, only meeting with a therapist once a week, that can be so impactful, but some teens really need more, right? They need more help and more tools to be able to cope with the really painful emotions in their lives.
And what are some of the other programs that Wakefield Intensive Outpatient Program offers?
Yeah, so the structure of our program, it's typically a 3 or 4 day a week program, and teens who come in, they'll work with us for about 2 months. They'll come in usually with a parent or caregiver, and then teens will participate you'll get one-on-one meetings with a therapist, just like they would in regular therapy. But then on top of that, they could meet with a psychiatrist and potentially take medications that might help with their symptoms. But really, most importantly, what's different about our program is that we offer these in-person skills groups that run 3 days a week. And so teens who come in will actually get to connect with peers in a small setting and work with providers who are there to really help them learn, how do I cope with big emotions? How do I increase my self-awareness, strengthen my relationships, and manage risky behaviors or urges they might be dealing with day to day?
So it's like a group of people that meet together and they share their information and what they're going through in their lives.
Yeah, so it's a group therapy, but it is a bit more structured. So we try to say, it's not like school. It's more therapy than school, but we do teach them skills.
And it works.
We find it to be really helpful, a helpful way of learning, because teens are there together, and we try to make it fun and experiential. And we really want the teens to feel seen, right? And feel like we're there to meet them at their level and really understand what they're going through, and also give them things they can then take home and practice that might improve, how they're feeling day to day.
Some of the teens feel the stigma, or maybe the parents are saying, I'm bringing my child to, a clinical psychologist.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to think that we're not right.
Yeah, I actually, one thing that's really remarkable to me about the teens that we work with are so resilient. They're incredible kids, and they actually, in their generation, they often talk about how there's not so much stigma anymore. There's this sense of like, okay, lots of people deal with mental health concerns.
Yeah.
But as you said, we really do see this more coming up with the parents we work with, where parents might be trying to have these conversations with their kids that their parents never had with them. They might be feeling worried, like, if my teen is struggling with depression and anxiety, are people going to think I'm a bad parent, or are they going to judge my family? What does it mean if I speak about this in my community? What kind of stigma might I face there? And so when we have these parents actually come in for support, the thing we find most impactful is actually connecting parents together who are dealing with, the challenges of parenting a teen with mental health concerns. And then they connect together, they communicate, and that actually breaks the stigma. And I think they feel more empowered.
Yeah. How important is that parental communication, doctor?
That is something I feel so strongly about. I feel really passionate about helping parents learn how to better connect with their teens. And also because parents and caregivers have so little supports, even when their kids are receiving mental health services. So, parenting a teen can be really different from other stages. Like, you're not just putting a Band-Aid on a skinned knee. You're trying to deal with some big problems, right? Weighty emotions. But parents actually serve the same roles for teens as they did for little kids, right? Teens need their parents to be this supportive launch pad to help them move out into the world and learn new things, feeling like they have someone helping them build those skills bit by bit, but then also being this safe haven they can come back to when they're feeling overwhelmed.
And what do you think makes a support system like this actually feel welcoming to folks?
Yeah, we've actually received a lot of feedback from teens in our program that the no judgment zone is really the most powerful part of being in the group.
No judgment zone.
No judgment zone, yeah. And what that means is that we're really there to validate where teens are coming from. And, we want to teach them skills, but you can't really learn when you're feeling defensive or you're feeling overwhelmed. So when we can set this environment where it's, you walk in feeling really anxious, right? Teens feel anxious when they start with us. But when you walk in and you say, okay, I'm not the only one who's going through this, people here really seem to be listening and caring about me and they want to know what it's like, then teens are a lot more open, and then they walk out feeling welcomed and with friendships that last beyond the group.
Yeah, and with everything going on, social media, and I mean, it's like information overload. People in general are going to have problems.
Yeah.
Just analyzing and sifting through all the stuff that's out there. So you're very much needed.
Yeah.
We're going to love you. We love you now.
We really want teens to have reliable information. And I think when teens don't have spaces in their life where they feel like, okay, I can go to a safe grown-up to talk about what I'm dealing with, they turn online, right? And that can be really empowering.
Yes.
They can connect with other teens and feel less alone. And at the same time, if teens are struggling with things that are really serious, like suicidal thoughts or self-harm, we want them to be able to turn to a reliable adult for trusted resources, information that they can trust as well, and take that and use it in their day-to-day life.
How are youngsters coping? I'm going to say people in general. After not after 9/11. I mean, when that came back around, I was depressed again for a couple of days. But with COVID-19, because there was everybody was shut off, and then everybody was on social media, and it was really, really crazy.
Yeah.
How are youngsters dealing with that right now? They weren't able to go to school and be social with others.
Right. Yeah. For the teens, we see, they experienced formative years of their, social development during the COVID-19 pandemic. And for many of them, they're saying, this is really when things started to get dark for me. So the teens we see in our program
So you get a lot of that.
Yeah, they've often been dealing with depression or anxiety for many years before they come to us. And so one thing that we're really proud of is that we can offer this in-person place to connect, because so much of teens' worlds are online, and that's where they often share openly. But I think it's really different to come in and be face-to-face with other kids and to say, I can be my true self here. You know, there's no pressure to share, but even just showing up and saying, you know, you're welcome as you are. We know that you've been having a hard time, and that's okay. I think that normalizes their experience in a way that's different from the connection that they might be getting online.
Yeah. And as part of a suicide prevention month, how do you think mental health conversations are better served through your organization and with our youngsters?
Yeah, so as I was mentioning, we want teens to know that they can go to safe adults in their life to talk about these really hard things. For adults who are, you know, have teens and kids that they interact with, whether it's their child, it's their student, you know, their student they're counseling, we want you to know that it's safe to ask questions about whether teens might be struggling with suicidal thoughts. Asking that question is not going to make somebody feel that way if they haven't felt that way already. And it can actually open the door to some really important conversations for teens who might otherwise really be struggling with those thoughts alone. So we want them to know there are resources out there. And if you come to me as a trusted grown-up, I can help guide you there.
Yeah. What should parents look for if somebody's considering, you know, doing something devastating to themselves?
So for teens, you know, we might be looking out for a real change from how they're typically acting. So let's say all of a sudden a teen seems really like they're really isolating themselves, or they're no longer interested in doing the things that they used to enjoy. Maybe they're having a lot of arguments and fallouts with friends, or they're shutting themselves in their room all the time and seeming irritable, and it's hard for them to get out of bed. Those would be signs we might look for.
No, sometimes that will take place for a couple of days, maybe even a week, but then you get out of it.
Yeah.
But if it stays longer than that, then it's a problem.
Exactly, yeah. So typically we see teens who are, they kind of get pulled into this like dark cloud, and they're really struggling like that for many weeks, sometimes even a month. And we don't want parents to wait, right? We want parents to be opening the door to these conversations, because when they ask that question, you know, like, how are you doing? Or I'm here for you, I want to understand what this is like. That can allow teens to come to them if they start to struggle more with, like, let's say, suicidal thoughts. And it can help them feel less alone.
Yeah. And you partner with a number of other organizations. Can you mention a couple of them?
Yeah, so we're housed within Montefiore, but we partner, you know, we are trying to build relationships with other hospitals and clinics in the community. So we try to have really smooth transitions for teens. Because we're a short-term program, they're often going to go back to another clinic when they finish working with us. So we want that transition to be really smooth for any teen who comes to work with us. So we have partnerships with different hospitals and clinics.
NAMI? Am I saying it right?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
So NAMI is, that's it's an organization. We don't work directly with them, but they do amazing work for families and youth with mental health concerns. They offer resources like, you know, group connections. They have amazing work raising money for things like suicide prevention. So I'll say big shout out to NAMI for the great work they do, although we don't do direct partnerships at this time.
Okay, great. Any upcoming events at the Wakefield Intensive Outpatient Program?
So I want to say we're right here in the Bronx at our Montefiore Wakefield site, and while we don't have events, we are really interested in meeting with families who think their teen could benefit from our services. And so the best way to get in contact with us is by calling our clinic at 718-304-7100, or you can email us at wakefield-adolescent-iop@montefiore.org, and then we would do an assessment to see if it's a good fit for your family.
Yeah, and when we talk about teens and adolescents, we're talking about elementary all the way up or to high school, or? Great question. So our program serves teens from age 12 to 17. So we see kids mostly in middle school and high school. We have something here. You can take a look at that.
Yeah, this is our flyer, and so this gives a little bit more information. And I actually didn't mention that we're really proud to offer parenting services as part of our program as well. So parents who participate in our program, they can participate in a virtual parenting group once a week. And then we also offer one-on-one parent coaching for parents who really want to better help understand their teen and respond to their emotions in a different way while still setting, being validating while still setting appropriate boundaries.
Great. And parents will learn.
They'll learn. They'll learn a lot of different skills. So we try to make the parent group a space where parents are getting access to some of the same skills we're teaching the teens.
Right.
Because really
Be on the same page.
teens look to their parents, right, to understand, what do I do with these big emotions that I'm having? And so we teach parents similar skills, but we also teach them, how do I validate my teen while still setting limits? What does that mean? How, can I validate an emotion even if I don't agree with the behavior? The answer is yes, and we really want parents to walk away with that skill, as well as learning how to kind of slow down and get curious about what might be happening under the surface for their teen.
And how to deal with the depression themselves.
Yes, and it can be really, when you see a loved one who's struggling with their mental health, that also is very hard to cope with for yourself. And so having this space where parents can learn tools for themselves to cope with their emotions, that's really important, because we're asking parents to show up in these moments with their teens as the calm one. And that can be really hard to do if you're also feeling really overwhelmed and scared. So we want space that's separate for parents, where they can learn tools to cope, and then also tools to slow down in those moments and respond effectively to their teens.
That's great. I didn't know they had all of this over there at the hospital where you guys work.
Yeah, I'm
Thank
really
you.
proud to offer. We're excited to offer these services.
How many outpatients do you have in the program so far?
Yeah, so it's typically, we have a group of up to 8 teens enrolled at a time. And
you
so
don't want any more of that. You want
we
a
want
small
it to,
setting?
we want it to be an intimate environment where teens really get the individualized attention that they need.
Yes.
And also, so it's, it's a place where they can talk together, and I think the groups are really fun. I love running these groups. I love meeting with the teens, and this way we really get to know them and feel like the group environment feels safe and comfortable and easy to kind of come into, because teens can enroll week to week.
Right. Oh, okay. Okay. So wait a minute. So you have 18 people. How long does that?
Eight teens at a time.
8 teens at a time.
Yes. Yeah. So
For how long?
8 weeks.
For 8 weeks, and then you can get another session going with another 8 teens?
So the structure is actually, we have up to 8 teens enrolled at any given time, but teens can start at any week in the program. So it's a rolling admissions structure.
Great. All right, great. This is great. And it's all on the website.
It's all on the website, yes. And you can also call us for more information, and we're happy to kind of explain how this fits in. If a teen is already in therapy, how this might work to transition in and out of our program, or if they're stepping down, let's say from being hospitalized, how we can be a safe bridge back to the community.
Great. And the email and website?
Yes, so our email address is wakefield-adolescent-iop@montefiore.org. And then you can find us on the Montefiore Einstein Psychiatry website under Intensive Psychiatry Services.
Want to say hello to anybody working with you?
Oh, I'm so proud of our team. We have such a wonderful group of both psychologists and social workers and psychiatrists. So I'm really proud to be here to represent the work that we do for our wonderful clinic over at Wakefield.
I love the way you did that. I'm going to use that when I'm on stage, because sometimes when you try to announce everybody's name, you're going to forget somebody. You go, hey, you didn't mention me. But you did that perfectly.
Thank you.
I love it. Olivia Derella, Ph.D., Clinical Director, Wakefield Adolescent Intensive Outpatient Psychiatry Program, IOP.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us. And come back again, okay?
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a quick break. I've got more coming up next on Open.
everything starts with ourselves. Then we have to educate ourselves. Then we have to build community and use our imagination.
– 19.7% of Bronxites currently experience food insecurity. Meanwhile, instead of these nice, colorful foods, this is the best food that they have access to. If this sounds like you, there are a bunch of resources to get healthy food for free or cheap. If you want to help, you might consider donating or volunteering in one of these places. Community fridges like this one are all over the city, and allow New Yorkers to conveniently donate extra food to people who might need it. Go to this link and find your nearest one. Food banks and pop-up events like these provide millions of healthy meals to families in need. These organizations are distributing meals to Bronxites as we speak, and are always accepting donations and volunteers.
And welcome back. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee, and today we have a special guest joining us. He's an author, an entrepreneur, and innovator in the world of artificial intelligence. Everybody's talking about it. AI. Should I jump in? Should I back off? Or how deep should I go? He's on a mission to bring digital empowerment to our seniors, so please, and to you too. And so please welcome to the show, Mr. Henry Collins.
Pleasure.
How are you? Welcome to the show.
Pleasure to be here.
Give us a little background on you, because you've been doing some things for a while. First of all, a lot of this stuff is brand new.
Right.
And we've been around before the stuff came out, even the cell phone. You know, there was something called a...
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We were texting like this.
Oh, I go back even further.
You go back further? You had a beeper?
I go back to vacuum tube TVs.
Vacuum? And telephone booths.
That's
now,
right.
Some people don't know what telephone booths are.
That's
some
right.
people.
That's right. But I've always been interested in tech, even when I was young. And as I mentioned, you know, we had our first TV, and when they would go on the blitz, right, I would go in the back, take the back off. And because we had a service tech.
You were techie like that? You would take the back off and get involved?
I watched the technician when he first repaired our TV, and he started taking tubes out. So I said, well,
this one goes to this, or this one goes to that.
And I said, I could do that, you know. So I've always been, from that point on, interested in technology. And I think I got my first break when I got a job at Panasonic.
Ah, yeah.
I was in their corporate communications, writing brochures on their products.
Before you go a little deeper, you know, we just mentioned tubes and stuff, but a lot of people watching say, "What the heck is a tube?"
Oh,
just touch that briefly,
okay.
Then you go back. Don't let me forget what you were just getting ready to say.
We're going back like generations. You know, the first TVs had vacuum tubes. You would plug them in sockets, and they did the same job as transistors today.
Right.
Okay. So we advanced from vacuum tubes to transistors.
Big tubes like that to little tiny
Right.
transistors.
And the thing that's funny about that, because back in the day, drugstores had tube testers where you can actually take.
Wow.
That's how I would fix the TV. I would go down to the drugstore, put the.
And if
the
it didn't
tube in.
light up?
If it didn't light up, it was no
It
good.
was like a bulb. If the bulb didn't light up,
Right, and then you
it had
would-
the filament and everything
That's
in it?
right. That's right. And then they would sell you the good tube, and you would plug it in, and you're good to go. So, but we advanced way past that point now.
So you were getting ready to say that you were working with an organization?
Oh, with Panasonic.
Panasonic.
Because I was a copywriter, and I got my break in consumer electronics working for Panasonic. That was when they were in the Pan Am building. And then they moved from the Pan Am building to Secaucus. And that was like commuting from the Bronx. And there's no way I was going to commute from the Bronx to Secaucus, New Jersey.
Were you there when a helicopter tried to land on top there?
Oh, yeah. That was during that
a while
time.
ago.
Oh, yeah. So I bounced around from different agencies. I worked from like Sansui, Sony, Fuji Tape. I was writing for a lot of these companies, And my big break came when I got a job in Japan to work on the Pioneer Electronics account and also NEC and Seiko Watch.
Yeah, wow.
And that was back in 79.
You back there.
I was back in 79, before computers.
Yeah.
But NEC had desktop computers at that time. They were business computers. So I had a chance to see early on the birth of the desktop computer revolution. So when I came back to the States, the first thing I did was buy a computer because I knew that was like the thing. But they didn't have any desktop computers for consumers. Mm-hmm. So the only one I was able to buy was made by Digital Equipment Corporation. And it was made for businesses. It wasn't made for consumers.
Right.
I think I paid $10,000 for this thing.
Well, that's all those people, all the space stuff, like Velcro and all that stuff was up there first.
Right.
GPS.
Exactly.
They used it first before they said, hey, let's kick this out to the consumers.
So that kind of like got me to pivot into writing articles. I did some reviews for magazines on a lot of equipment. And but then I fell off because I didn't see anything really exciting anymore. It was like, because I came from, I was like a Trekkie. I said, when computers can do what's being done on Star Trek, then I'll get excited.
Yeah.
Well, that time has come.
Well, it has come. And remember the old cartoons? Dick Tracy calling Go Gomez.
That's right. The wristwatch radio.
Now they have the watch.
That's right.
Yeah, you can communicate with your watch now.
Exactly.
And that was a cartoon that came out a while ago. I mean, I don't remember it, but I.
Yeah, right. So when the AI came out, I jumped all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got I totally submerged myself in the technology. And
AI is brand new for a lot of people right now, but when did it come out for you? It's been out for a while. People have been using it.
I would say
government,
for me personally, about in a big way, about 2 years ago. When ChatGPT came out. I mean, AI was it was in the developmental stages, right? But when ChatGPT broke out, that's when everybody, you start to hear about AI, and that's when I jumped on it.
Right.
And so as a senior myself, I realized that a lot of seniors are faced with this digital divide. Like you'll see seniors go into places like McDonald's, and now they have the automated kiosk, and they'll stand there like how do I place an order?
Yeah.
So, and as this technology continues to grow, this divide is going to get bigger. Seniors came up in an age where everything was person to person. Now everything is person to machine, person to technology.
Well,
you call a company, you get an automated bot.
You get an AI person, right?
So this article, this goes back to the article, that was my first computer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I see today that a lot of seniors have this real need to try to learn this technology, at least develop, fundamental skills so that they can move forward in society,
So you want to teach seniors how to, I have voice activation, seniors can say, hey, I want this, I want that. And all that other stuff is going to come into play as AI gets deeper and deeper into what its capabilities are. You don't know how far that thing can go. People have sort of bots in their homes doing things for them. Yeah.
Alexa. Yeah,
Well, Echo, yeah.
So now AI is now in Alexa. So now before, Alexa was limited to just basic skills, But now you can use Alexa as your AI, your personal AI.
Yeah.
It can answer questions and things like that. So, but
It's going to build itself some legs and arms and start cooking you breakfast and everything.
so the real challenge, I think, for society, at least in this country, is to recognize that seniors are being alienated from this technology. And unless there's some kind of program, it's an outreach program, so to speak, to help them become comfortable with this technology, we're going to have a serious problem.
Are you coming up with that program?
Well, TSS, I call it Tech Savvy Seniors. We did a seminar program already in conjunction with Oak Street Health.
Yeah.
And well, actually, I'm a patient there at Oak Street. So, and they heard about the book. So I said, hey, would you guys be interested in doing a seminar for your seniors? They said, oh yeah, sure. So we did one. The first one was on August 29th, just last month. It was very well received, and we have a few more scheduled, and we're trying to expand it to senior centers. But I'm just one person, okay? So I recognized early on that for this thing to grow legs, I'm going to have more people involved.
Yeah.
And the best way to do that is to train seniors to go out in their neighborhoods to train other seniors. And that's the goal of TSS Foundation. It's a nonprofit that I'm starting to get this thing to go national.
I can see that. I mean, there was a time where seniors used to go around and get, how in some neighborhoods they have the checkerboard thing, or chessboard.
Right.
And they used to go around and teach kids how to play chess and I can see that happening like that too. And I see you teaching.
Oh yeah, that was our seminar there. That was the first seminar at Oak Street. And there I'm explaining what AI is, because they kept saying, what's AI, what's AI?
Yeah.
How did it get started, And they had a lot of questions. And
Did they ask how they can benefit from it, or what both sides of it? Is it bad? Is it good? It can be good. It can be both.
Yes, unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
And their biggest concern was scams. Like a lot of digital fraud and scams, because now this technology is at a point where you can really take advantage of scams and taking advantage of seniors who don't realize that, oh, this is not a real video. This is not real.
Yeah.
And in fact, I won't just say seniors. A lot
People
of
in
people
general,
are being duped.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So our next seminar, one request was made. Tell us about smartphones. How can we use our smartphones? How can we get the most out of our smartphones?
Yeah.
People don't realize these things are like really powerful.
They are.
Extremely powerful.
It came from, when I started broadcasting, they wanted me to go into the neighborhoods and call back when when an event took place or something was happening. We had something called the WBLS On Time program, and we used to go to different schools throughout the tri-state area, and we'd use the telephone booth. Now, you mentioned a telephone booth today. So the kids said, what the hell is that?
If you could find one.
Yeah, if you could find one. And would you want to use it if you could find one? There you go. Because you had to wipe it down do some things.
That's right.
So I remember broadcasting from Kennedy High School early in the morning in a snowstorm, and the kids, we had 100% attendance. Everybody came out in a snowstorm because, we pulled up with these WBLS vans with the music going and everything. Yeah. And what happened was Ken Webb had a contest that he was doing, so he told me to hold on. But remember, I put some money in that telephone booth.
Oh my goodness!
So when it was time to go on, the whole crowd went crazy, and then, we always have a few students on talking about what they want to do when they graduate. Yeah, and then we have a principal of the school come on and talk about what their school is known for and why parents should send kids to that particular school, and then. In the middle of that, the operator pops in and says, I'm sorry, please deposit 10 cents for the next 5 minutes or your call will be interrupted. Thank you. This is a recording. That's exactly what they said. And from there, I was brought up to the 22nd floor of WBLS. That's where Percy Sutton and Howard Jackson. And they opened up this, it was like a briefcase. There was a phone in there. There was 2 different types. You could use this one in the briefcase, or you could use this brick. It had like a huge battery on it.
That's
yeah,
right.
with a
That's
telephone
right.
on top.
Yeah, I had one of those.
Yeah, yeah. And that was like 3 watts.
Right.
That was 3 watts because it had to try to reach a cell site,
Exactly.
which you couldn't find anywhere
Exactly,
around.
exactly.
And you had a lot of drops. But we came from that to this, the smartphone.
And I think the biggest problem is the jump between, let's say, vacuum tubes to transistors was gradual.
Yes.
So people had time to get acclimated. You know, like, okay, you had your rotary phone, and then you had the brick.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
but it was in stages. But now with AI, it's like it has blast onto the scene. So the learning curve is steep for many people.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of time to become acclimated to it, you know. So unless you're being taught this technology, it can seem overwhelming. And that's the goal of our seminars. It's an 8-part seminar series where we break it down in stages. We cover different topics so that they can become better equipped to handle things like scams, online fraud, things like that,
Yeah.
online safety, identity protection, topics that seniors really need to get a handle on to protect themselves.
That's during the seminar. Steve, put the book up again. We have this book. There it is right there. Give us a quick synopsis of what's in this book and what it's all about.
Well, I wrote the book primarily for businesses, but it also has enough content for anyone that's looking to probe into AI. Because I thought that maybe the people that would be most interested initially would be businesses,
Yeah.
you know. So, but the book itself does cover topics that even anyone looking to improve their personal productivity through AI can benefit from.
Yeah.
You know. And it was a journey. It was funny because I wanted to publish, I think it was in 25 in January. In September 2025. But by the time I wrote the book, the technology had changed. So I had
And it's going to keep changing. We're going to have that problem for a while now.
And I knew that going in. In
Yeah.
fact, in the introduction, I said, I'm not trying to give you a comprehensive overview of technology, of AI. I want to give you foundational skills in AI.
Yeah.
And from that, even as new advances come on, people can make the transition, you know.
But, they're going to do that because each time something new comes on, you have to pay for that and you pay for this. Like I still DJ. I have a console.
Oh, okay.
I got the latest stuff in it. But
Pioneer?
yeah, it's fine. But the new stuff there's already a new one that just came out.
Right,
So there's
right,
always something. And there's always a new format that you have to use that they want you to upgrade to.
And I think that's the biggest challenge right now because the advances are coming so quickly and so many products coming out every week. It's really difficult to stay on top of it, you know. And so one of the things I try to encourage people, is like just learn the basics.
Learn the basics.
Let's learn the basics, and then you decide.
Learn how to walk, and then you'll be able to add some content to that walk.
Right.
Add a little swagger or,
Because I
swag.
have like about 10 different subscriptions to different AI platforms, and it's like, I said, I can't keep doing this. Every week I'm subscribing to another platform.
Yeah.
Just to learn
They
it.
got their hands in your pocket.
So, but there's going to be a shakeout in the industry.
So you have the seminars going on. You're going around. That's the outreach. You're going around
That's
teaching
correct.
people all over the place through tech-savvy seniors.
That's correct.
Yeah. What's your next stop?
Well,
We're going to let everybody know what we're doing here.
I think the magazine. I don't know if they showed. This is a platform. That's
Steve, you got this one up there? Yeah. There's some of it right there. See?
Yeah, we want to. Yeah. There you go. Okay, so the magazine. Okay, on the left is the brochure for the tech savvy seniors seminars, and the magazine is a venture that we're doing right now, because we want to be able to have them something that they can read and touch and feel. It's going to have content that they can read and help advance their knowledge of the technology. And also, too, there'll be articles on, yeah.
Ooh, I like that. You got the scam. People need to know about the scams because the scams are out there.
That's not the whole magazine. That's just like the promotional copy. Yeah.
Promotional copy.
Right.
Just a touch. But people should pick, not even if you're not in business, you should pick this up.
Yeah.
And check it out. Barnes and Noble.
On Amazon.
Amazon.
Right.
Go to Amazon.
And if they go to the website, they can access it through. There's a link that'll take them directly to Amazon.
What's the website?
AI4CEOs.com.
AI4CEOs.com. With an S?
Yes.
.com.
Right.
All right. Well, check that out.
And the AI, I mean the URL for the tech savvy seniors is AI Tech AI.
We'll put it all on this website right here where they can go get all of that stuff.
Well, actually, it is too because the book is separate. From,
okay.
The book is separate from this. This is like a whole nonprofit effort.
So that one's AITechForSeniors.org.
That's correct.
Yeah.
AITechForSeniors.org.
Okay, great.
And when they go to this, it's a landing page. When you go there, you put in your email address and contact information because this for me is like a litmus test. I want to see how many seniors really see that there's a solution.
Yeah.
So if I see a really positive response, I know I'm heading in the right direction.
I appreciate you. Thanks for coming. You got to come again, okay, so we can talk more.
Okay.
Yeah. You're always invited. Right. You visit those senior centers, too. I got a few of them. There's Grandparents' Day come up and all that stuff. We'll let you know more.
Oh, that'd be great.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's show. I want to thank you, our guests, for joining us, you, our viewers, for tuning in and checking it all out. You can keep following us on social media at BronxNet TV. You may join us next week for a new episode of Open. I'm the Dr. Vavli. I'll see you over 107.5 WBLS. Always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice. Let your choice control the chooser. I'm the Dr. Vavli on Open. Peace.